What's up everyone, Sigs here, and today we have part 2 of a series in which I show you some really cool Pokémon TCG singles that I've picked up this week. You can find a link to part 1 in the info card up here, and there's a link to a playlist containing all of my Pokémon TCG videos down in the description. Real quick, I'm someone who just recently got back into Pokemon card collecting after over 20 years, and a big part of why I did was because I was seeing a lot of really awesome card artworks on YouTube. So I thought that I'd contribute to that by making these videos, showcasing a variety of cards in as much detail as possible, and hopefully you may see some cards that you didn't know existed or forgot about, and want to add them to your collection. We have 10 cards today, so first up we have 3 more expensive cards that are kind of part of a set, then we have 4 less expensive options that still look really, really awesome, and last up we'll have 3 more unique cards with various art styles at various price points. So jumping right into the first card, we have the Suicune V. So this card is from Crown Zenith's Galarian Gallery. I paid $32.83 for it, so a bit of a pricier card, but an amazing artwork. Of all the Suicune artworks, I think this might be my favorite. You can see the way that the color just pops in the light with that cosmic background and the blue ice. And in addition to that, there is this textured pattern all over the card there, you can see, moving in various directions at various parts of the card. I think that adds some great depth to the card. It also has that kind of standard illustration rare foil pattern going on there, beams of holographic light coming down, and all in all, I think this is just an amazing looking card, even for the price. So I'll get you in close here, let you see in glorious 4K this artwork, some of the texturing, some of the hollow pattern, and there you go. So that's our first card. A little bit pricey, but a very good looking card in my opinion. And next up, to go along with our Suicune, we have the Raikou V, another legendary dog, this one from the Crown Zenith Galarian Gallery as well. I paid $25 for this one. And once again, you could see the way that the colors just pop in the full art here is really why I wanted this card. Raikou just moving so swiftly with these streaks of color going across the card, really popping in the light. And additionally, we have that textured pattern again. It looks like it's only on Raikou here, although even the lines going across the card seem to have some texture embedded in them, which is probably what makes this card pop so well and really adds to that sense of speed. We do also have that same kind of foil pattern going on here, and I'll get you in nice and close and in focus, as steady as I can, which is not that steady, so you can see this artwork in 4K in as much detail as possible. Another very good looking card, I think. It's going to look great next to Suicune in the binder, so there you go. And to finish off the first 3 cards, you may already have an idea of what this is, but if you don't, it is the Entei V. So this card is also from Crown Zenith's Galarian Gallery. I paid $26 for this one, and of the 3, this is personally my least favorite. It just seems like Entei is kind of superimposed over the rest of the scene. The artwork just doesn't quite fit for me. But regardless, it looks very, very good. The colors pop great in the light, this amazing red background fitting in with this mostly red Pokemon. And it does also have this texture pattern, you can see there, moving in different directions on different parts of the card, adding to the depth and appeal. Again, this kind of same holographic pattern going across the card there. And I'll get you in nice and close, steady as I can, show you that very interesting artwork, let's call it. And there you go. So that is the Entei V from Crown Zenith's Galarian Gallery, ultra rare, for about $26 at the time of recording. And that completes our set of legendary dogs. Now, you don't have to spend that much money for very cool looking cards though, and this next card should show that off, because for only 75 cents we have the Radiant Alakazam. So this card I really like. It has more of that standard card frame, but it has this foil pattern of these kind of crosses moving up and down the card, which is just very, very unique. In addition to that, there is some texturing on Alakazam himself, which really makes him pop. You can see in the light this just amazing purple color matching the purple of the shiny Alakazam. I think that's just a really nice touch and such a unique looking card with such a unique pattern for such a cheap price. So we'll get the artwork in focus for you here. I know it's a little shaky, I apologize, but there you go. There's the card. Very cool looking card, very cheap price. I think, again, looks great in a binder, or if you want to just take it out and wiggle it, check out that foil pattern. It's never going to leave you disappointed. We do have other cards for not as much money that have a lot of other cool stuff going on. And the first one that we're going to look at is this Luminion V. So this card is less than $1. I only paid 99 cents for it, but again, there's a lot going on. So first of all, look at the way the color pops in that light. The color contrast is just amazing. You have this silhouette around Luminion with that kind of cayenne border color, and additionally, this card is also textured. It's a card less than $1 with textured foiling, and you can see how the textured pattern alternates across the various color lines going through this card, really, once again, adding to that depth. It does also have that foil pattern, holographic rays kind of moving across the card, and I just think there's so much going on for this card for less than $1. Whether you like Luminion or not, there are a lot of cards in this style, and I think they're great cheap pickups that just look awesome in a binder or otherwise, so you don't need to spend a lot to get some very cool looking cards. And similarly, you can get some very cool effects on cards that don't cost so much. So this is the Tapu Fini GX. This one's a little more expensive. I paid $2.99 for it. But once again, color pops amazingly in the light. This one unfortunately came a little bit curled and I haven't had a chance to flatten it yet, so I can't quite get the color pop just right, but you should be able to still see it has that amazing deep blue silhouette around the Pokemon itself. And what's really cool about this GX here is the texturing. You see up here the different alternating textured patterns so that when the light hits it, different quadrants of it are illuminated. Really just adds this cool sparkle to the card, and additionally it does have that standard holographic ray pattern moving across the card. So I'll get you up close here, let you see this Tapu Fini from Burning Shadows in as much detail as possible. And again, I think that's just a really good looking card for not a lot of money. So there you go. And I'm just realizing I forgot to do that for Luminion. So Luminion, this was from the Brilliant Stars set, I believe it was called. Again, it was 99 cents, and I'll get you in real close to see that artwork, see that texturing across the card, hopefully in focus there. And there you go. And we have one more card for less than $5. This one's a little bit different, but we have the Kecleon. So this is an illustration rare from Surging Sparks. Paid $4.50 for it. So it does have that holographic ray pattern that a lot of the modern IRs and SIRs have. It does not have the texturing, but it really pops in the light. So it makes up for the lack of texturing, I think, by having such a unique artwork and such a cool color palette. I'll get you in close so you can see that really good artwork. And if you like Kecleon, this is definitely one that you might want to pick up. And even if you don't, it's just such a unique art style with a lot of coloring going on there that might look good along with some other cards in your binder. So that is the Kecleon illustration rare from the Surging Spark set, even, for $4.50. Now for these last three, they're all a little bit different. So we'll start here with Crobat V. So this is from the Lost Origins Trainer Gallery. It isn't ultra rare. I paid $6.81 for it. And again, this is a card that has a lot going on with it. So first of all, it does pop in the light pretty well. You can see that amazing color contrast going on there. It does have that foil pattern going off. And one thing I really like about this foil pattern is there are different finishes on the card, so let me get it just right for you there. So you can see Crobat himself as well as the trainer have a matte finish, but the eyes of Crobat there as well as the back of the card have that holographic. So when you hit the light just right, his eyes light up like that in the holographic, which I think is just a very cool effect. And in addition to that, it does also have a textured pattern. Once again, going across the card, you could really see the light in the trainer's eyes there because they do not have that textured pattern. The way everything just pops together with the way that they've assembled the various elements of this card. So once again, let me get you in close so you can see the artwork, a little bit of that texturing showing through. And I'm not sure if this will work, but let's see if I can get close and show you that glow on the eyes. A little hard to do this close to the camera, but I think this card is very, very good looking, unique full art artwork, different texturing across the card, different finishes between the matte and the holographic. Just a lot going on for $6.81. And next up, we have a card that I like a lot. So this is Misty's Determination. This is from XY Evolutions. I paid $21.63 for this card. And once again, we have a lot going on. So Again, unfortunately, this one came a little bit curled, so it's not going to quite do what I want it to do, but you can see this foil pattern moving across the card a little bit different than the other ones. It does pop really well in the light, and it has some very interesting texturing going on. So you can see these alternating rays going across the card with the alternating texture pattern. So no matter where you look at this card from, you're going to see this shiny ray pattern emanating from behind Misty. And there's just a lot going on with the texturing, with her skin being matte, but then her hair and swimsuit and the rest of the card having different texturing, the trainer portion having these horizontal bars, and there's just so much going on. It looks so good, I think. And I'll give it a little wiggle here so you can just really see that kind of radiant starburst pattern, and then I'll get you in close so you can see in 4K that texturing really comes through even when the card is flat. And it has this very unique artwork of a very popular trainer. I think this would be great in like the center of a 9-page binder surrounded by other Misty cards or water type Pokemon. Just a really good centerpiece card, so one that I think is very, very cool. And lastly, a little bit more of a modern card, but in the same vein as the last one, we have Misty's Lapras. So this is from Destined Rivals, basically the last set to have come out as of this recording. It is an illustration rare that I paid $29 for. And again, it doesn't have that same texturing or anything going on, but it does have this unique full art style with a very popular Pokemon and a very popular trainer. Again, really pops in the right light. There you go. Get it down there. You can see that beautiful color contrast. Just that kind of standard illustration rare. Holographic rays, which I really like on this card because as it's like a beach scene, it's almost like the sun up there is shining down its rays on them as they relax on the beach. So a very, very cool card. I'll get you up close to this unique artwork that you're not going to see on anything else. The footsteps in the sand leading up to Misty's resting spot, a very nice touch. So a very good looking, very unique card. Would look great next to the Misty in a binder. And there you go. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up so that other people can find it as well. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing because I'll be trying to do at least one of these videos a week. I have hundreds more cards to go through with various art styles of various price points. So hopefully whether you're a new collector or someone who's been collecting for a long time, you'll see something that you maybe forgot about or didn't know existed that you might want to get for your own collection. Well, I look forward to hopefully seeing you in the next video. In the meantime, drop a comment below. Let me know which one of these cards is your favorite. And also feel free to let me know if you like this style of presentation, if you'd prefer non-narrated, looking at the cards in any different way, or anything like that. And I'll do my best to make these as entertaining and interesting for you going forward. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Peace.